Hello, people watching. How you, Shorty? Um, just keep planning on going live through at night time, and it's not fucking happening. So I thought, why not? An hour now, just have a catch up with people. I enjoyed your music earlier, Shorty. Good to listen to. Crack on with stuff. Hey, Big G. I'll have to find something to wind you up, Big G. And something that'll amuse you. That's the where all this posh shit comes from. Mind you, Monk started that, I think. I don't know if anyone else started it before Monk. Okay. Maybe. I'll put a message in the Discord for you, babe. I think when you're doing your videos, you should put your intro and or outro on it as well, and follow on with other videos. What be the pleasure? Tighten your wheel nuts, folks, if you want to drive home. Why would I want to nick wheels? I'll just nick the car. What the fuck am I going to do with wheels? Are you Jerry? The link should be pinned if anyone wants to jump on. I agree there. Save me chatting shit to myself. Hey, Smithers. Hey, Sharon. Are you having a good day, Smithers? That's Pablo for me. One. Yeah, I quite liking Pablo's videos that he's doing for people. Upgrade your abilities. Fuck off, meatball. I'm not there yet. Mm. I fucking even if I got to that point, meatball, you know full well my kids would be fucking doing donuts around in the fucking streets. I wouldn't even get a look in. Oh, good luck, Big J. Have fun. Why not have a catch up now and jump on the fucking panel? Don't let you donuts with I shouldn't mention it with your boat about, never mind with bear about. Fuck periods would be fucking just see the bleeding sugar left on the bottom. I did clip what you said actually, Bear, off the last live, off the beginning, because I just keep listening to that. It just keeps making me laugh. Oh, for fuck's sake, don't know. Can't do public catch up. That's true, meatball. Hiya, spaceman. I think I've seen you about for a bit, actually. I can't think the last time I've seen you, but I hope you're good. I don't know about anyone else. Fucking roasting today. Absolutely roasting. That's I'm fucking starting their flushes. That's not good, eh? That's not good. I hate summer. Bring back winter, please. I'm kind of looking forward to the rest of it. Rest of your thing tomorrow, Bear. If only police turned up that fast for fucking actual emergencies. Never mind fucking someone with a camera. Betting everyone's house enjoying the weather. Thanks for watching. 24 watching about 4 people talking. Hello to anyone that's just watching. Yeah, I'm a winter baby myself, spaceman. If I would prefer it so much. Next time you need police assistance, just mention the guy was holding the camera and doing it after pause. Probably the quicker way to get in. You fucking hell. Takes them half an hour to come if someone's fucking trying to get in your house, and fucking 5 minutes in the day when you fucking just filming someone. It's about breaking in my house with the GoPro. Probably be there in the flash, wouldn't you, Meatball? Fucking that one. Hey, babe.
Yo, yeah, what you saying, fucking? If only they, do you know what else as well? In when the police come, yeah, I obviously make a point of mentioning like the only person that hasn't broke the law here today is myself, but here I am being questioned, right? There's people over there that have committed public order offences. She turns around and says to me,
Are you giving away part 2 tomorrow now?
a little bit, I don't mind, right? But she turns around and says to me, or something to the lines of, do you want to come down the station and make a statement? And I went, pardon? Do you want to come down? I was like, when do you ever do that? She was like, what do you mean? I was like, so you're telling me that you'll literally let me get in that car now with you? You'll give me a drive to the police station and you're going to sit there and take a statement? Well, yeah. I was like, you never do that, man. I was like, clearly you want me in that car for some other ulterior motive. Do you know what I mean?
To get you
Like,
away
when do you
from
ever
it,
do
yeah.
that? I was like, you'd be telling me to like say, you'd be telling me to call 101 right now. Well, no, because we're here, so we'll deal with it. Nah, you might be saying that now, but that's never usually the case. You'll usually see a crime go off. You'll be told about it, and it's like ring 101.
Well, you can
It was
usually
really
take an
strange. It
initial
was just the way.
statement there and then anyway.
It was really strange the way that she was like, "Oh, do you want to come down the stairs?" I was thinking, yeah. Oh, trying to get me in your car and that. Fuck off. You think I'm fucking stupid? You know what I mean?
A
Not
voluntary
just willingly.
arrest.
Yeah, I'm not just willingly gonna get in your fucking car. No fucking chance. Uh, funny man. It's
Yeah,
alright
I
because
don't mind ghosters, Gripper.
Monday will
I'm
be
chat
funny.
shit anyway.
Who's that?
I'm just saying to Gripper, I don't mind ghosters. I'm chat shit anyway.
Oh yeah, forget about Gripper blocked. Thinking, who the fuck are you talking to? I can see him on here on StreamYard. Thinking that I was about to say, Marie, you're losing your fucking marbles. He's not even here. Don't worry, it's just me not switched on as usual. Oh, this weather's nice. Is the weather nice in Liverpool?
It looks nice. I haven't been out yet. Hey, Susan. Please look for easy work, anything that needs investing. Yeah, they don't give a shit about actual proper things that need investigating.
Yeah, pick up Gripper, mate.
Are you right or wrong?
No hard feelings or nothing, buddy. Right or wrong?
Yeah, I went to go back and look at it as well, and it's fucking gone. For fuck's sake.
Who's that? Grippers.
Yeah.
Grippers is one of the go-to places now for the lives, isn't it?
Yeah. Sometimes.
Fair play.
Like he doesn't do the weekends and that, so yeah.
I'm good, thanks. Right or wrong. Hope you're well, mate.
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Worldwide ban on some music. That's I think the cracking down on the music. Like from what you and Monk are saying, and
I mean, I think so. I mean, I haven't had any. Like I say, I've had a copyright strike on that channel recently, but it was nothing to do with music. And I knew the minute that I put what I put up there that the likelihood of getting a strike was very possible. So, do you know what I mean? I'm not really moaning about it. It's what happens when you put someone else's content in, especially when it's like a fucking sporting organisation that got the fucking money to fucking probably take it to court if they wanted to. Do you know what I mean? But the music wise, all I keep getting is the normal copyright claim emails. I haven't had one of these warnings yet.
yeah, I think music they're just fucking going at it with everyone.
You know what it is when I play music? It's a bit annoying sometimes, but like I play mixes and stuff. So I play stuff that like only really gives you half of a track. at most, and then it like mixes into another track. And sometimes
Yeah,
they don't even
I
get
kind
any
of
of it.
think mixers might be a lot better than, you know, playing the song start to finish.
Yeah,
That's what I'm thinking. Because it'll baffle the bot for the algorithm, wouldn't it? Think?
yeah. But
Yeah, he's doing brilliant anyway, so long. 3 months over.
who's that?
Andrew.
Andrew. Yeah, yeah. I need to call Andrew actually. To be fair. Yeah, no, he is doing really well. Really well.
I still have a
Massively.
few weeks to go playing the Rainbow TV show. Yeah, but you should have it possibly recorded in
Oh,
StreamYard.
really?
Griffith. It should save it to StreamYard, so you might be able to edit that bit out in StreamYards and possibly throw the
Yeah, I'm
rest back up.
surprised by that because like Rainbow's quite old, isn't it? Like, yeah, I would have thought you'd have got away with that. To be fair.
Yeah, but Rainbow was quite suggestive. Looking back at it now, it's quite suggestive, wasn't it?
I mean, I
I
guess so. Only
I
because I've
agree.
seen videos where it kind of like really points that out to you, but I guess it was, yeah.
I think half of the programs that we used to watch as kids, when you look back at it now, you think, nah, you see where they're trying to get the kids.
But then that still happens in adult, in kids kind of films and stuff today. It does
Yeah,
happen.
yeah.
I mean, it doesn't happen with the same humor and stuff because obviously things have changed and there's that kind of like cancel culture and everything else and everyone gets offended by certain things. But when you think about it, even things like Shrek and all these kind of things, there is adult humor in there, right? You must have sat there and kind of like had a little chuckle to yourself at some point and thought, I get that a kid
Yeah,
might
there
not
was
have.
something recently that the kids were watching. I'm just trying to think what it was.
It
And
does still happen.
it was, yeah, it was kid stuff, but it was slightly suggestive. Can't think what it was though. It was the naughty episode that's got millions of views. I can't even think which
What
one you're on about, Griffith.
what did you think to Rumble the other night, Marie?
They're fucking pissing me off because I was confirming it by phone and then it was still wouldn't let me chat. And then someone said email, and I thought I went to that and I had to confirm it by that. I'm like, fuck's sake. But then every time I
Okay.
typed the comments,
Yeah.
it like jumped up from where the chat was. So I was seeing all the other shit that was listed below. It wouldn't just stay on the chat bit. So that was a bit annoying. But otherwise, it was actually good, and
Yeah.
it was a lot clearer than StreamYard and YouTube can be.
I think it worked well. If anything, too many people came in. A lot more people came over than I expected to. Do you know what I mean? And we were sat there kind of like trying to figure it out and test it and see what works best. So I think like the panel wasn't really interacting with the chat too much. I think that's the main thing that like going forward over there.
Yeah, did you
You need
say
to
that you
make
couldn't
sure.
see the chat though
I
through
can see it because I'm
Rumble?
I'm there on my there on my PC, yeah. So I can just have two windows open, so I can have my stream and then that that room that I'm in with that streaming server that we're using, yeah.
Yeah,
But you can't see it in that streaming server, no. So you have to have a second window open, or if you're on a phone, you'd have to have another device like a tablet or. again,
Yeah.
computer, laptop. Do you know what I mean? Which is, but that's the only downfall, I think. The only downfall. But
Hey, local. If we all use contraception, we wouldn't have a problem with the kids. No, we just fucking make ourselves extinct, local. That's
we
all
all
we
use
do.
contraception. Well, there would be no kids. We all use contraception. There'd be no kids, right? Or well, not none at all, because obviously contraception's not like 100%.
I was going to say that, yeah. It's
Yeah, but
definitely
apart
not
from that, do you know what I mean?
100%.
You very much like stop the world populating anymore. You know what I mean? By doing that.
Well, play school. Can't even think of that, Susan, either. Play school.
Anyone remembers the program Play School? Play School.
I'm kind of vaguely thinking of the writing with the squiggly line going through the letters, but if whether that's that or not, I've no idea.
You sure? What's the uncle saying? Exactly, BB. There'd be no more problems left in the world.
I think it would just create a lot more problems, local. Create more.
Local man. In the time I know local now, I still sometimes sit there off the stuff he says and think, is that really his opinion, or is he just fucking? Is he on the wind up? Seriously, I say it to him every time as well. I'm never too sure. Funny man.
Yeah, I guess it's one of them, isn't it? It's like
Hey, Brent, hope you're well, mate.
it's it's
Bit
like
of
when
both.
people have that opinion and they've already got kids, and I'm like, well, why would you have that opinion? And when you've already got kids.
To be honest, and obviously not in a way where you don't wish you didn't have your kids. My kids are a blessing, but someone who's got very young children, so it's only in the last few years I've had two children. I look and think, oh my God, what kind of a world have I brought them into? Like right now, our own futures don't even look like that great, do they? I don't mean like individually, but as a whole, I
Yeah,
just sit there,
I have said,
and think,
yeah,
wow, you know what I mean? I wonder what, you know what I mean? They're young, they're really
yeah,
young, so they've still got so many years yet that anything could happen in that time. Look, I'm in my mid-30s, right, and yeah, a lot's changed in like the last, let's say, 20 years. In 20 years, a lot has changed. I imagine what could happen in another 20 years. To make my children only like, young individuals still in their early 20s. Is there going to be many prospects for them? Is there going to be work out
I
there? They're
always
going to
say
be
we're like the last generation to know what it's like without mobile phones and technology and what it's like to even put pen to paper because everyone does everything on devices now.
got things like AI now, man. Like I say, there was I think was it Cardiff University or somewhere. I'm sure it was in Wales anyway. Um, some students come forward and admitting to using Chat GPT on their A levels and getting A grade results through using that technology.
I'll
So
always
yeah,
say this. I'll always say, like, as far as we've got technology, it's a help, but it's a hindrance. Because while it helps with other stuff, it stops you from being able to think and do things for yourself.
be itself.
And the ability to, you can just go on Google, and I do it myself. So yeah,
And
you
it's
just
true.
go
You
on
know what
Google and
happens
ask
there?
Google a question. But like, if you went into a library, half of them would probably just go and jump on the computer and ask Google
Yeah.
rather than go
Well, this
and
is what I mean. Like
reference
you
it
can,
and look up things in the books.
yeah. I mean, the internet's good for like taking knowledge from, but it's just you type and it's there in front of you. You haven't really got to do nothing to find it. Which then in the long run, I think dumbs everyone down. And now
Yeah.
with technology like AI, while it's dumbing the people down, the people are making AI smart as fuck by every time they're using it. They're just programming it. That's all AI is. Every time that you use it, anytime you feed it any information, it will remember that and store it.
Oh, it is
Yeah.
wasteful. Isn't it nice to try and want to be someone else? Why not? Why not just be yourself? You don't need to
It's,
try
it's,
and be me.
it's pathetic that it doesn't stop, to be honest. Ignore it, man. Move on. It's just sad, isn't it, that has to carry on, man. People ain't got nothing better to do.
Well, yeah, it is.
But yeah, so that's how I see it anyway. Oh, I
I
sat
think,
there and thought,
I think while they're getting everyone on it, though, it's like that programming. You know, like the more people watch it or whatever on technology, you program them by films, TV.
like, okay, you can't beat somebody sitting there and painting a picture or drawing one by hand, but where does that leave people in like the art industry and stuff? When now you can just sit there and literally close your eyes, come up with anything you can possibly imagine, type it in, and it will within seconds make you a visual picture of what you've just imagined. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it
That's
can
mad.
make an image, but it will never make the image that you've got in your head completely.
Of course not, but I mean, come on, it's near to anything that we've ever had, obviously. So it's scary where technology is going, or already is. Like I say, remember the technology out there is much more advanced than what we know of.
Must be number one fan. Well, yeah, I must be when they just come in on another account before. Thanks, Spaceman.
Yeah, right or wrong, it will take over. When I say take over, I mean just at least in the sense of I'm not saying like we're all gonna start getting fucking shot at by some kind of robots, but certainly like it will take over in the sense of where it will affect.
Yeah, but there was that robot that was made, wasn't there? That
It
AI
will
one,
affect
and they were
jobs.
coming out with stuff and wanting to take over the world, and didn't that have to like get shut down or something?
I don't know. I don't know. But like I say, they definitely will take over in the sense of like it will replace the manual jobs of people. Like you
Well,
need people.
that's already been happening, though, hasn't it? Like,
Of
you
course.
know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It has, yeah.
I mean,
You
you
remember?
always need someone to main like the maintenance of them.
You
But
see it
even
in
that in
things like
itself,
car
people will have the
manufacture.
jobs.
Car manufacturing's a good one to use. Car manufacturing was once very much on the conveyor belt, and people would sit there and put the cars together, literally by
Yeah,
hand.
Yeah.
Now it's all robots. I mean, can you remember when I done that video some time back of Jaguar? And I stole a little video from somewhere and attached it to that video just so that you could see like what it's like inside. And although, yeah, it was a big place and they must employ a lot of people, this certain section was just robots. I think there was, and it was huge, huge. And there was one man working in there behind a computer. That was it. And I was thinking, think how many people that have lost their jobs over the years through that technology. Once that would have just been full of people putting those cars together. Now it's just one man at a computer with a massive.
I know when it changed over from Ford to Jaguar, a lot of people took voluntary redundancy. It was either that or literally just lose your job, basically, I think. So yeah, they would have been more put into place then as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, some professor on the news last night were like, AI be dangerous for the human race. He said, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it will. You know, like going to the film like iRobot and, you know, when that tries to take over and I, I, I think there's a lot of things in films that are meaning for the future. And as stupid as that sounds, you can actually see it happening, you know, the more you watch these films. And I do think half of the films are just made to get people's reaction to whatever they're putting in the films, but also as a way to get people ready for what's about to come.
And like I say, AI definitely will be dangerous. And again, it doesn't have to be in the way that we necessarily would think of some sci-fi film where, again, we're being attacked by robots and stuff. But that technology can attack you in other ways. You know, how many things now runs on some kind of technology or satellites or
Well,
whether it
even
be
these
your bank
drones,
accounts, whether it
like
be your books or whatever.
even these drone things that you know, they could literally shoot someone up the sky, and the person controlling that could be like however many, you know, distance away from it. So even that itself could probably lead on to, you know, assassination, and you'd never know who done it.
I think it takes some years until it was. Although, again, I watched some documentary on AI, right, and like it was trying to explain how, like, if you had X amount of people and then just this one AI program, yeah, how this one AI program could store so much information, take it all in, process it, and then relay it back out again, and then recycle itself and keep learning off it. It could do that, like, and I can't put a number on it, but they put a number on how many times more efficient and quicker and advanced that was than using so many people all trying to do it manually. And it was really scary, man. It was like, wow, that just like blows loads. That would just blow loads of scientists and everything else straight out the water. Wouldn't need them.
Yeah, but the more they put into AI, the more it could end up thinking for itself and seeing that, you know, people are at fault and people should be wiped out. And,
Yeah, that's what I mean.
yeah, I do. Because it's like, it's showing all of the fault, well, I wouldn't say faults, but, you know, all of the things that might think of faults and weaknesses and everything else. I know what I'm thinking. I do, me fucking head's in a spin. I can't get your words out.
That's why I believe in, like, and I know like a lot of people think it's like conspiracies, but that's why I believe a lot in, like, definitely they're like trying to depopulate the planet, man. And if they're going to take this direction forward with all this technology, and then they really do need to depopulate the planet a little bit in
I
order for it
record
to work
reality.
and become more of a reality for that mind of mine.
I mean, I'd still like to. I know they're not there anymore, but I'd still like to have looked into the Georgia Guardstones and go down that road.
I was watching some right nerdy stuff last night, actually. I was watching like the fucking space shit and everything, man. You know, quite interesting, but well nerdy.
Depopulation is a key to a better future. See, I don't think it is. I think, we just need to actually appreciate what fucking is here to start with. You know, like all of the trees getting cut down and, completely destroying the planet when it's actually where we all fucking live anyway. Why can't you just let fucking nature be nature without cutting it all down?
Yeah, we can do that. That's no
Serious
problem.
conversation.
Like we can all do that, Anne Marie. That's like obviously we couldn't, because you'd never get everyone on board. But let's just say hypothetically that you could get everyone across the globe to take that mindset, right? You're willing to give up all those luxuries in life that you have now, all those things you know. Would you really be willing to go back to basics and live like the way we were intended to live? Probably. Do you think you could? Do you know what I mean? Because that would be.
Yeah,
That's
but
when
even the
when
way it
people are
is
like
now,
on about that. It's
everyone's
not.
lost that hunter gatherer nature and
Yeah, but would you want to be out there in a gathering? Like, we don't need to do that.
no, but even the ability to grow food, I wish I could. I would like to try that at some point to actually start growing stuff. But even that, all of the things that I think made us human to start with are all being lost.
UK Don, pick up, mate. 79th live in 4 days. And I've seen you twice. You nutter.
Hi, Reese.
Hiya. Hi, BBA.
Hi,
How are you, mate?
Pablo.
You all right?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. I just had a few thoughts on what you were discussing. I think the idea is to produce the resources that we need closer to home instead of depending on shipping them from half the world away.
Hi,
Yeah, but
people.
again, I would totally agree with that. But fucking hell, let's look at the population of this country right now. And that I believe that the population of this country is actually far bigger than what they put out to us as well.
Yeah,
Do you think
people
we're
were saying that in
overpopulated?
By
your
a considerable
premiere
amount.
before.
Pardon?
Someone was said that in your premiere before, like they're saying there's 70 million, and it's probably more like 100 million in the UK.
I mean, it's kind of
What I mean
documented.
is, it's not really sustainable. I don't think if we were to try doing that now, going back to just everything local produce, everything manufactured back here, don't think we'd.
Well,
But that's a lot what fucked the
when you think
country up
about it,
anyway.
manufacturing can be scaled down far more these days than what it used to be able to. You can, with a 3D printer, you can make things that it would traditionally take an entire factory to manufacture.
Yes, but then we come back to what we were just speaking about, the how many people then have to lose their jobs in order to have that instead.
Well, you've got to consider that the concept of what we consider to be work has to change, because most of the jobs are going to be lost through technological obsolescence anyway. AI is getting to the point now where it can do jobs far more effectively than a human being can. Then, there's robotics is increasing in its application across a wide number of sectors, isn't it? And the trend is going to be more automation, not less. So you have to change your expectations as a society of what actually work means in order to respond to that. Because it is kind of inevitable. Nobody can do anything about it, can they? Are we gonna do what the Luddites did and go and smash up robots and computers with sledgehammers?
It's got a frenzy. It's
Well,
a computer. Smash it.
It didn't work then, and it won't work now. It's you can try and fight against technology, but ultimately technology will always win. People want things to be easier. They want things to be more convenient, and that's what we need to do. We need to use that technology, the technology that's available, to make our lives easier and more convenient. Start sourcing things local, closer to home, and use technology for what it can be instead of using it to make profits for a small number of people.
Yeah.
I mean, a decent 3D printer that can print most mediums will cost you about £100,000. For one that can do, print decent sized components to make it worth actually having such a thing. But if you split that cost between, say, I don't know, 10 families, well, that's 10 grand each. Now, think about all the different things that you can make with that 3D printer if you had it running 24/7.
Yeah, I guess. But like I say, a lot of people lose jobs, man.
Well, do you see having a job as being a good thing? Is it always a good thing?
Well, listen. Don't have a job then, but how are you gonna have an income coming in?
But I have a job. I work. But the thing is,
I'm not on about you personally. I'm not on about anyone
No.
personally. This isn't a personal like I got a job. You know what I mean? It's none of that. I'm just saying that if you start using technology to replace people that, like you say, would take a lot longer, and you would need a lot of people to do it, and you no longer need those people, then what happens to all those people?
Well, they have to be retrained in fields where human expertise is irreplaceable by a computer.
But a lot of other industries and stuff would be going down the same route, right? Of trying to they can let staff go. So then again, those people
right.
also would have to look for that same kind of work that you're pointing out there, which means when you've got so many, just like now, anybody that seeks work or looks for work, there's work out there, but at the same time, go in sometimes and ask how many people apply for that one job. It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous, like the amount of people that will apply for one job. Never used to be the case, did it? So this is what I'm saying. If you then got to all look for that same type of particular work, and all those places are taken up, what happens to all those people that now no longer have a job?
Eventually, they're going to institute some form of universal basic income, aren't they? They're going to have to.
That then makes them another person that sits there, becomes just another statistic, another person that everybody sits and judges because they have to take handouts when. Do you see what I'm saying? See how it works, and then that causes more divide because then And then the people that are working still, I imagine they're going to have to pay some form of a higher tax in order to be able to pay for those that aren't working also.
You're thinking about the world from the context of how
I'm thinking about like the longer, rather than just sitting there and going, yeah, put that in place and there we are, everything's fixed. I'm actually saying, right, it's brilliant putting that there, but then actually it creates this problem here that then it's almost like a chain effect, and it ain't good in the long run.
In some respects I agree, and in other respects I don't, because ultimately, what would human beings do with their time if they weren't obligated to provide their labor to somebody else to drive a profit machine? Yeah, what would they do? What would you do if money was no object and you had all the free time in the world? What would you dedicate your time to doing, Bear? Well, what are you passionate about? If you're passionate about golf, you might go play golf every day.
Well, no, I've still got other actually, I can't do that. I still have other responsibilities, so I can't just. I'm not at a point in my life where I can just go and do what the fuck I want, really. Anyway.
No, but you'd spend more time with your family. You'd spend more time observing, attending to those responsibilities that you negate because you have to do a job.
Yeah, but then, okay, who's giving me my money? Where's my money coming from in order to live?
Well, what is it exactly
initially
that you need?
Initially, it's coming from the government, right?
Well, my question is, what is it exactly that you need in order to live?
No, but it's the government. Anything, regardless of what I need, whether it's going to be food or whether it's going to be a roof over my head, wherever that's coming from. If I'm not working, just like it's pretty much like now, yeah, you're gonna whoever you are, you'd get some form of benefit, right?
If we had the infrastructure in place that could provide you with a house and food, and it didn't actually cost anything because it was essentially what's called a closed loop system, yeah? So you don't have to put anything in to take out what you want to take out. It's all within the same system. Yeah? If you were
but it comes from the government, right?
No. Not at all.
Come on, man. You're talking because the way I'm thinking about this is like, all right, we all won't work. I can see locals saying I'm willing to sit at home and take a pay cut to let a robot do my job. So then you're all just fucking we're all just modern slaves. Every single one of us are just modern slaves at this point.
We are all slaves anyway.
Local wants chips put in our head. Fucking it's bonkers what I'm hearing. It's absolute fucking crazy what I'm hearing from people these days.
In a capitalist system, do you think that you are not anything other than chattel? You're a slave, mate.
We're still slaves now, but if a man can go out and fucking feel like he's earning his money or whatever, yeah, it's better than fucking being sat at home. A lot of people, mate, do you know how many more people would probably have mental health issues just being sat at home all day? You make it sound like it sound like it's marvelous. Let's all sit at home. We can do what we want. Actually, you can't do nothing that you want without money, bro. That's just the way the world is.
Let me ask you this question: Would you, if you had unlimited free time and you didn't, all your needs were taken care of, and you didn't actually need?
Yeah, but then I woke up. We're not even talking. We're not even talking serious now, are we? At this point,
yeah, but it's not unreasonable. It's not unreasonable to expect that a society can provide that for its occupants, for everyone. Yeah. Now, in this country, due to the Human Rights Act, we have the right to life. All of us, and my interpretation of that is that you require the things that are required in order to sustain life, you should have a right to also. Like clean running water. That's a right, isn't it? You can't live without clean running water, can you? So you've got a right to that because our country can provide it. So it should be your right to have it. The same thing goes for food. You have the right to, I think you should have the right to nutritious, healthy food that's going to help you sustain your life, because ultimately you have the right to life. And if you are...
And then we talk about technology and dumbing us all down, and no one wants to think for themselves. No one's got to go out to work. I just don't think that was a good way forward, mate. I don't. I don't stick to what I say. I think the minutes everyone starts, falling under no jobs, everyone's at home. You're just taking a payment, and you've got everything you need to live. But that's what it will be. What you need to live. All these nice things that you're used to knowing in life, you ain't going to be able to do any of that shit.
So there'd still be jobs. There'd still be jobs. Yeah. Because there's still going to be jobs that can't be automated.
Very far and few in between.
The jobs that there would be jobs that can't be automated, jobs that require a human being. Things like therapy counselors, mental health service practitioners. They have to be human beings, because you can't program empathy to a computer.
Not everybody's going to be. How many people land those kind of jobs, bro?
No, you're absolutely right. Not everybody's going to want to go down that career path. Some people might choose to pick up an instrument and become a musician. Some people might express themselves through art, through all the various different forms of creativity.
By the time we've gone down the path we're going down, mate, no one's going to have the social skills to hold down jobs like that.
Well, there's already a massive deficit in those industries, isn't there, with finding professionals that can do the job.
There you are,
But that's got more to do with the fact that we undervalue these people. We undervalue their contribution to society. We pay them very, very poorly, and we have, they work in terrible conditions, most of the time understaffed. Do you know what I mean? So that's partly the reason why we don't have enough of these professionals, is because like I said, we don't pay them enough and we treat them terribly. And it's a self-perpetuating cycle. You can't attract staff into those industries because it pays shit. And things just get worse and worse and worse. I mean, like I said, you just got to look at the NHS.
You know what? All that energy doing all that, and where we could do this, and how we can make better communities, this and that and this. If everyone just put that same energy into fucking claiming back the fucking government that we deserve and have the right to have, then
it all goes hand in hand. It all goes hand in hand, Bear.
Exactly. Well,
think about it. It's all good and well. It's all good and well wanting to overthrow the government and claim back the democracy that should be ours. But if we don't have anything,
make a stand, a big enough stand, where these people,
if we don't have anything credible to replace it with, it's just going to be, we're going to revert back to the same old behaviours with a new face on the leadership. That's all. That's all most revolutions ever really are, because nobody thinks about what's going to come afterwards.
Listen, once we never even had Parliament, bro. Not saying that we should go back to not having a government at all, and only having a head of state or whatever, but
I think that the best interest of the people is not what the government considered to be in the best interest of the country, and that
it's not what's in best of the country. It's what's economically best for
a select few people in that country. Yeah,
it's the global spectrum these days, isn't it? Rather than worrying so much about.
Well, for the last 12 years, it's been what's been in the interest of the Tory party donors. Let's be completely honest.
Motherfuckers and that got houses abroad, and that there's a reason why. I've noticed as well lately. I was reading something, I'm watching something where seems to be a lot of people celebrities and high-profile people all fucking leaving the UK very recently. Because people know something we don't.
Yeah, but I think they leave to make the money elsewhere and then come back with it, so they don't have to pay the tax on it here.
Yeah, of course.
I think you'll find as well, it's probably because we've sort of drawn a massive target on ourselves. We have. We've been the loud, noisy man in Europe in regards to support of Ukraine. The only other country that's made more noise than us is probably Poland, and that's because it's right next door, and they're worried at what the Russians are doing. But it is a completely credible tactic that the Russians might employ to avoid a large-scale conflict with, the whole world. A show of force would be just to wipe Britain essentially off the map.
Have you? Obviously, I'll be careful on what I say, but have you? 'Cause obviously, Russia's meant to have a doomsday weapon, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you looked into how that doomsday weapon's meant to work?
Well, are you referring to the mega tsunami weapon that they've got?
Not too sure. The one I'm talking about makes like a big, massive, long torpedo thing that runs across the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, it's a tsunami weapon. It's basically it's a massive nuclear explosion underwater by the ocean floor, which then will create a massive crater first of all, and the water's going to rush and slosh about, and basically it has a potential to create a tidal wave that would literally just wipe out London, wipe out pretty much most of the east coast of the UK. They'd probably use it in the North Sea, but then the problem with that as well is that you'd also wipe out the Netherlands and a lot of France, and it's potentially quite dangerous. They were talking about the possibility of them using it off the east coast of the States, weren't they? Because there's a lot of cities on that eastern seaboard that would be really vulnerable to a tidal wave.
Kind of lost me what you're on about.
We were talking about the Russians having weapons that are, could potentially spell our doomsday. And that's the one that I've heard about. It's called a mega tsunami weapon.
Yeah.
I mean, look at what happened in.
Do you think that could be getting ordered to be getting used anyway? Like the amount of tsunamis that have been. Do you think that could have been what's triggered that?
Tsunamis typically are triggered. Well, there's two things that cause tsunamis principally. A few more actually. The tsunamis can be triggered by earthquakes, which was which is what caused the Boxing Day tsunami in Thailand and Indonesia and the Indian Ocean. Then there were the one in Japan as well quite recently that wiped out the nuclear reactor at Fukushima. That was the result of an earthquake. You also get ones that are the results of landslides, and now that can be as a result of volcanic activity. Which happened in Tonga recently when the Tongan volcano erupted. It actually caused a tsunami, and it was one of the largest created by a volcanic eruption. But the ones that create the biggest are meteor impacts. So if you have a meteor strike the Earth in the middle of the ocean, it's hypothesized that the great flood that's referred to in the Bible was a result of a meteor strike in the Indian Ocean around 5,000 years ago, and basically when it struck, it vaporized all the ocean around it, and then the ocean sloshed back to replace all that water that had splashed up. But when it vaporized, all the moisture from that went into the atmosphere. So you got a tidal wave in the areas that were caused by, that were close by within the wave impact area. And it is actually speculated that that probably reached up as far as Iraq, but the vaporized water, the moisture stayed in the air and fell as torrential rain for about 40 days afterwards. Because we're just so much, and it were blown all the way around the world. So all over the world for literally 40 days and 40 nights, it pissed it down, which is what gave rise to the biblical story of the flood.
See, my mind's kind of wandering what you're saying, earthquakes, and I'm kind of thinking of this emergency alert thing that they're going to fucking send out, and I'm not mentioning earthquakes, and then I'm going to fracking and the oil, flood the oil.
I think that emergency alert system basically just brings us into line with other modern countries that have had that same system for years. America's had it for years.
But I kind of think with them wanting to do fracking, it's like,
I think it's more to do with the possibility that we could be nuked.
Probably as well, yeah. But
I was about to say that's what that is. That's what that is, man. That's not bullshit. Like, let's be straight. Like, that thing is because they must have enough of a credible, or believe they've got enough of a credible threat from either Russia or China, and that's why something like that's in place. Let's be honest.
All you've got to do is listen to what Vladimir Putin's been saying to understand that there's a credible threat there. He's mentioned nuclear weapons numerous times.
Listen, when he speaks about the UK as well, I've watched a couple of things that he said about the UK. And funny enough, going back to that doomsday weapon we just talked about, he doesn't use the words like, oh, I'd wipe UK off the map. He says they'd be washed away. I've seen him use those exact words, washed away, a few times.
And that's referring to that mega tsunami weapon.
Yeah, exactly. And you look at the kind of, the route that.
I mean, I'm sitting here thinking, I know there's going to be like natural disasters and stuff, but then half of the shit's like the fracking and all that shit. I have to wonder how many of these, and I'll put this in inverted commas, natural disasters are actually natural and not through like things that man have done.
I think that's exaggerated a bit. Fracking, though, isn't it? Like, oh yeah, if we do fracking, then we're all going to start getting earthquake. Like, even if that was a thing, that ain't something that's going to like.
Are you familiar with
for a long time?
Are you familiar with HARP?
No.
No.
It was basically an array of antennas up in Alaska, and it was called the High Altitude Acoustic Research Project. And they basically bounced microwave radiation off the ionosphere and used it to manipulate weather conditions in different parts of the world.
Okay.
Is this what Gregory just mentioned then? Changing the weather, yeah.
It's called HARP, the High Altitude Acoustic Research Project. It was supposedly abandoned by the Air Force, who were running it in the 90s, and taken over by the University of Anchorage in Alaska. But yeah, the like I said, there is speculation that could be used to cause certain events in other parts of the world by bouncing radiation off of the atmosphere. There's been speculation that people have had that governments have had access to weather control systems for quite a while.
Well, yeah. Yeah, they could definitely manipulate things like rain. That's
The
for
cloud
certain.
seeding.
Yeah, cloud seeding. That's used in like fucking the middle. Is it like Dubai or somewhere like that? Man, I'm sure you use that.
Chemtrails coming up next.
They use rain seeding or something. It's cloud seeding. So many times a year.
Well, they
And manipulate it to make it rain. So it's like guaranteed that they'll get that rain.
in the early 1900s, there was a drought in California, and this Californian town had a competition run by the local, the local town authorities to see if anybody could make it rain, because they were, it were getting that bad that there weren't enough drinking water and stuff like that. So this guy comes along, and he has the bright idea of firing these artillery shells that contain silver nitrite powder, and has them explode in the sky above the town. Over the next day and night, it rained that much that the town flooded, and they refused to pay the guy. So yeah, it worked, but it worked a bit too well. But yeah, they've used cloud seeding for years and years and years.
Yeah.
And as far as chemtrails are concerned, most cloud formations that you see behind planes in the sky is normally as a result of condensation. There are very, very, very few instances of when planes actually spray anything. That it has been done. The British Army were forced to admit that they had done tests near Portland Down to test spraying methods as a delivery system for biological and chemical weapons. And they'd done these tests on members of the public, and then had doctors check people in there. It was like some sort of benign kind of illness, like a tummy bug or something, and see how many people reported into the doctors, and to see how effective it was as a delivery method, just flying over and spraying biological weapons. But that test was done on the British public without their consent.
I don't know. Reece, what, change the conversation a little bit. It's completely to be honest. But why do you reckon that they don't spend all the money that they're willing to spend on space travel and things, right? Why don't they do that on trying to go the other way?
Going down into the Earth?
Yeah. Like the deeper oceans that they claim to have not been able to get to.
Well, it's a question of resources, isn't it?
No.
The amount of
And the further
resources.
down you go, the further, like, the more pressure it is, isn't it? So it's kind of sort of goes down that far without.
There's a lot of things going on in, like, but there's a lot of things that you could then start firing that actually should stop people being able to get into space, because there's a lot of shit going on in space,
Well, yeah, but space is understandable by physics, isn't it? You can do the math to calculate what happens when you can do that for calculating when you go down as well. But mankind has been digging into the earth since we were developed enough to carry sticks. Do you know what I mean? We've been digging since we were monkeys. So the idea of trying to go up, it's not like we've never gone down. We've done it many times. We've sent submarines down to the deepest depths. We've drilled probably as far as it's wise to drill. They actually had to. There's a borehole in Russia that's the deepest hole made by man, and they had to stop drilling because it just got so hot it was just melting drill bits.
Yeah, that's mad, isn't it? Just thinking, like, I don't believe that they can't go further down. Don't believe that for 1 minute. Might not be able to physically send a man down there, but
No, I
And
mean,
he
it was.
used to say that they're not anyway, and they just don't want us to know, quite honestly.
well, that's why you got to wonder, isn't it? Why it doesn't get explored more? Why there's not that same. You know, you've got NASA, you've got SpaceX, and all these things now. Why there's no really all these huge organisations that go the other way and invest all that money into.
Actually,
searching
Elon
further
Musk
down.
has a company called the Boring Company, and they make tunnel making machines.
But they're shit. You said
They're
that
not
fucking
actually.
bullshit in Vegas. Fuck off. You said that bullshit in Vegas. That what is it? What's it called?
The tunnel for the electric cars to drive through.
Yeah, it's fucking
It's just
bullshit,
a shuttle
mate.
tunnel. Huh?
It's just wank. It's wank, isn't it? It's not what he told everybody it was gonna be. But it's a million miles away from a million fucking years away from what he spoke about.
So what he was actually speaking about was cities like LA, for example. Real estate's at a premium in LA. It's a a lot of people use cars, a lot, and the traffic jams in LA are legendary. What he's saying was he's basically trying to make it so that digging tunnels is cheaper, because if in a case like LA, you could take a lot of traffic off the surface by using tunnel systems. And he wanted to have in-street access points that were like elevators that you drove onto. It'd lower you down into the tunnel system, and you drive, your electric car drives through tunnels. And that's what he's been working on. That's what the Boring Company is. They make tunnel machines, and it only needs to be big enough for a car to drive through. That's it.
Wait until you get your first accident in there, mate, and it's not going to end well.
Well, the cars are going to be driving
There's
on
no
autopilot.
like emergency exits in that tunnel.
The cars will be driving on autopilot. And actually, I think what he was talking about was, rather than having the cars drive, they would be on sledges, on like a little electric sleds.
So basically, all he's done is he's not really invented the wheel. He's just reinvented the wheel. Because basically all you're doing there is you're just reinventing an urban subway.
Well, yeah, but what he wants to do is make... It's not about reinventing the wheel. It's about making it cost effective to be able to do something like that. So the biggest prohibiting factor from instituting that system at the moment is the fact that it's very expensive to dig and build tunnels. Very expensive. What he said was, if he can increase the speed at which tunnels can be dug and decrease the cost at which it, the amount of money that it takes to do it, then it becomes a plausible solution to something that is a very big problem. It's just like the Starship, for example. He's building that rocket at the moment, and there is no use for it, essentially, apart from his own satellites. There is no use for it, because
it's like his own version of us taking a drone out, really, isn't it? We take a drone out. This guy's just like, yeah, I'm going to let my rocket up today. No use for it. I just want to see how far it goes.
because nobody has ever thought of making a satellite or something to take up to space so big that it requires a rocket the size of Starship to do it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's to blow up. It just seems like a waste of money. Waste of time.
Yeah, but he's got money to waste. And
yeah, no problem.
because of the way that his production operation works, it's not like he has to go and he doesn't go and spend a fortune on parts and put the rocket together. He makes all the parts for the rocket himself. So when that blows up, yeah, it's time and effort and energy and production and a small amount of resources, but it's not the sort of budgets that you're talking about if NASA blew a rocket up. The reason NASA's rockets always work is because, well, pretty much always work. I mean, the shuttle went wrong a couple of times. But the reason that they pretty much always work is because they are designed in such a way that they've got that many fail safes in, it's more or less impossible for them not to. And if it's not they don't take any risks at NASA, which is one of the reasons why they.
I kind of feel like with this topic, we need Susan on the panel.
Yeah,
Susan
yeah,
that's true. Well, you know, you are right there though, and yeah, that kind of is right. Like, he's just got money to the point where like he don't care, man. If that don't work, I'll just make another one.
He's not
So, in fact, he's already
confined
got
by
another
government
4 or
budgets,
5
is he?
made. Yeah, he's already got another 4 or 5 made or in production. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
You know, if that one don't work, he's designed one that's slightly different, just tweak slightly. You know, like NASA wouldn't do that, man.
His biggest fear was that when the rocket was to explode on the panel, on the pad, and destroy the first stage, the stage 0. You know, the launch mount and the quick disconnect arm and all that stuff. The tower. That's far more difficult to build than the rocket itself.
Yep. And you know, only because I was watching this last night, it's obviously been spoke about a million times. Yeah, do you believe that the moon landing happened?
Yeah.
You do?
No.
Yeah.
Hi, Susan.
See, I want to believe that. As much as I don't, I want to believe that it did. Right.
Hi, Andrew.
And again, I'm going to point out the obvious, which is probably the argument that always gets fired. But how come it was that in a time when we didn't even have fucking mobile phones and things, right? They were able to achieve such a thing. Now we've got people like Elon Musk that can just send rockets up like we'd let up fucking fireworks once a year. And
yeah.
And there's no moon landing. He's clearly got the money to go land on the moon. So why not do it again? It's not been done since the 60s.
Because you require
got all this technology and nobody's going and landing on the moon again.
Because you require the Saturn V, the Saturn V that took man to the moon. Thanks, Andrew. The Saturn V that took man to the moon was the largest rocket ever built until Elon Musk blew up that rocket the other day. Yeah. Yeah. So in order to we since Saturn V, we haven't had the capability to lift things to the moon. Now the Falcon Heavy could probably get something into a lunar orbit, but not enough to actually support a manned mission on the moon.
Bro, what I'm saying is there ain't no excuses to 60s why there isn't something that could have been made to get us there by now. And
we're on with it. It's happening. That's what he's building.
Well, is it that the 2024 they say? So the next year, apparently next year, then we're going to the moon. Yeah, we'll see. I bet it doesn't happen.
Well, there's a couple of missions planned. Elon Musk said we should be able to get to Mars by 2030.
Yeah, bro, I'm not even interested in like Mars right now. I'd just like to see someone land on the moon again.
Oh yeah,
I'd like to see that. I would like to see that play out this day and age. Everyone will be able to then make from it what they want. Is it real? Is it not?
What's going on? What is shit?
How are you doing, Andrew?
Not too bad. How you doing?
Looking fresh, man. You good?
Yeah, just got a haircut. Been on a meeting again.
Good man. How's things?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Thought I'd jump on for a minute. Have something to eat now in a minute. So.
You're just talking about sports, Andrew.
Andrew, have you converted to a Newcastle fan yet?
Have I fucked? Why the fuck did I do that?
I don't know. Maybe next season. Then maybe next season. It won't be long. You will. Everyone
Really?
will see
No,
the live
third,
soon,
isn't
don't we?
it?
Third,
Third,
mate. Yeah,
yeah.
third.
I'm kind of missing the Wales flag behind you.
Yeah, I was thinking
Yeah.
that. I was thinking that the other day. Right.
How's
Yeah.
things, bro? How's the new gaffer? All good?
Yeah, up and down like.
Good, man. Getting yourself out? Getting out and about?
Yeah.
Yeah, good, man.
Yeah.
What's the weather
Does
like
it
there
feel
today? Nice?
weird or good not being on YouTube as much?
Yeah, it does. Like, I was thinking of doing a stream, and the last couple of days I've been staying in. I was fucking getting bored. Like, so I got out today and fucking just done a few things, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good
Go
to
on,
see you
mate.
though,
Keep
Andrew.
active.
It's
Yeah,
definitely
man.
good to get
Good
out
to
and
keep
about.
active.
Yeah, start doing more things. This project.
Have
they
you
got
found
me.
that? Have you found that you've been able to? You've physically been out. I bet you've just been physically been able to, haven't you?
Yeah, I was sent Land Rover a message now. Like, I can do any jobs, basically physically healthier, better. You know, so.
Good, man.
Yeah, get around and do things, innit? Fucking better last year and shit. All right.
Big up, mate. Fair play to you. Well done.
Yeah, man.
Oh, Susan, I went to watch you then.
Huh?
Swansea is still shit, though. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, fuck off.
Guys, I'm going to bounce. I've got some stuff to do, but it's been good
All right,
talking to you
Space
anyway.
Man, no worries. I'll see you on the moon sometime soon, Reese, yeah?
Catch you all a bit.
See you in a bit, bro.
Is that what you're talking about and shit? The fucking moon? I heard that.
Yeah.
Fuck knows that way. It ended up on.
Anne-Marie left. I think we bored her that much. She left for about 15 minutes.
Fucking
No, I got a call. I had to tea.
Don't worry, you can say it, Anne-Marie. We're boring you. It's all right.
Hey, Susan.
Hello, you all right?
Hey, big up, Susan.
Sorry, the phone rang.
Susan
Okay.
heard space and thought, I'm coming up.
Oh, I did.
It's kind of, it's kind of one of them topics I think Susan should be on the panel for.
I followed that project for 4 years. Starship. And yeah, most of it's ended in explosion. But that's the idea of a concept, is you're testing it until the point you can use it. And if you know at what point it breaks, you know where the limit is. So we better not put people on it and then cross that line. Rather cross it without anybody on board. Sorry, I'm deconstructing my landing.
Yeah, I was watching just some weird thing. I don't even. Do you know what it was? Me and the miss got like onto a conversation about something, yeah. And I was like, oh, she didn't know. So I was like, yeah. Showed her some video on YouTube that I was talking about, and then somehow we ended up sat watching another video and another video. Before I knew it, I'm sat there learning all these new facts about space and that. And I'm like, oh, what's going on here?
You done a stream on, was it Rumble last night? Was it last night or night before?
Night before, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was night before, wasn't it?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I was watching a bit of that.
Oh, good up, man. Yeah, so.
Well, it's estimated so far he spent between $2 and $3 billion on the Starship project alone.
That's crazy.
That does include all those bits that Reese was talking about that are on the ground.
Still seems like somewhere.
It's a lot of dough, though, isn't it? Like, I was telling my missus last. I think this is how we got onto the conversation because I started talking about Elon Musk, and I was telling her that there's a Tesla like orbiting now around the sun. She was like, no, there ain't. I was like, fucking is. And she, you should have seen her face when I actually showed her the video and that. She was like, what the
Why?
fuck? The actress, she got really angry about it, man. Like, wound her up and that. I was like, chill out. It's only a car in space, isn't it? She was like, listen to what you're saying. She was like, how much that car costs? And I like got up the price. And she was like, you know, just going on this rant about how people are starving in the world. And I was like, oh my God, man, I wish I never started this conversation about Elon Musk.
His other option was to send a bit of concrete, and that's boring. So he decided to go with a car. Like, oh yeah, there's a lump of concrete flying around in space somewhere. It doesn't
There's
really
some
have...
real weird things floating around in space that orbit around this planet, including people that have gone to space and never come back.
Mm-hmm.
You know that film Wall-E? and
they'll
they
never
shit
like
the earth up.
decompose or nothing.
When
You
they
know
go
the film Wall-E and they put all the rubbish on the earth and they leave. I kind of think, is that what space is like around the earth? Because there's fucking blasted that much shit up there.
There's that many, even like satellites
around.
now, yeah? They reckon there's that many satellites up there now that they're getting very close together and stuff. Like, it is becoming like, there's a lot up there.
There is a lot up there. And how do
Far
we
more
miss
than we
them when we
realise.
send people to the International Space Station? You just sort of dodge round them or something.
I know, I wonder, yeah.
Swerve. Oh, no, I'm careful now.
Maybe that's why we get shit signal, because one just blew up. Because they're passing through.
They were going to put fucking Lewis Hamilton in it, weren't they? With that, is it Elon Musk or fucking something? Someone.
I'd say that was
Gonna put Lewis
potentially
Hamilton in where?
Bezos.
Didn't Elon
Yeah,
Musk
Amazon one.
fucking blow up a spaceship trying to go to space or something? The other day.
Yeah, he did the other week, wasn't it? Last week or
Yeah,
something.
the other week. Yeah, he was going to put fucking Lewis Hamilton in it or something.
No, there was never intention to put people on that one.
You sure?
Can we
Yeah,
just put all the governments in it and then send it up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking blow them cunts up, man.
Strappable to the outside of it and that, and send it up. That was fucking hilarious.
Tell
I could
Ticker
have thought
for
of a
it.
few people.
Sure, we'd make our money back.
But the idea is, when he's finished that, he wants the Starship to not only go to space, but to fly anywhere in the world within an hour. So it is not just a spacecraft.
Yeah, I know that, right? And it can fly to, so let's say like you started making that commercial. Fucking, let's be honest, that's not going to be the most enjoyable ride in the world, is it? You're going to get on it. Most people, as soon as it goes to take off, everyone's going to pass out from the G-forces that no one's used to, right? So by the time everyone wakes up, they're all going to be at their destination.
How long did that take? 46 minutes.
You know, like even the average
That was signal word.
Oh, it's not mine.
Was that my signal?
I don't know, you just talking and it went off.
How are you, Andrew?
Aye, not too bad. How are you?
Not too bad. I would show you, but it's a disgusting mess. I'm currently taking my stairs apart.
Right.
Yeah, you said you'd hurt yourself. Are you all right?
Yeah, I stabbed my finger with a screwdriver.
Oh.
Yeah, lots of swear words.
Hiya, Peter. It's 14:55 right now.
14:55.
Early school run time. Oh, fucking fun.
Aye.
I was checking out that new Tesla phone. That does actually look quite smart.
Tesla phone.
Yeah, Tesla are bringing out a phone, bro, and it does look fucking bollocks, to be fair.
Yeah.
What do you think? They make batteries for cars, so then a phone's got to be good.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
put it this way, it will make you wonder where it will leave the likes of Apple. Definitely Apple anyway.
Oh, excellent. I don't like Apple.
They probably do quite a good phone. to
They
be
wouldn't
honest,
last long after that.
Yeah, but
They
is
look
it going to be a
decent.
replaceable battery though, or is it going to be one that's once the battery's fucked, the phone's fucked?
It should be a
Yeah,
better
but
battery,
these will be really good batteries. These ain't going to be like, you know.
Well, your
Yeah, but
normal
as our
electric
Lord King
car.
said, the cost of making and the emissions to make the battery for the Tesla car, it's stupid.
And you wouldn't want one catching fire. Because they take ages to put out.
Yeah, they do, don't they?
But, I mean, your
You basically
average
just gotta let them burn
electric
out.
car will get maybe 98, 100 miles. Your Tesla can go for about 470.
What, miles?
Yeah. I don't understand why it's so different. But, yeah. So if they can do that to a car, they're going to make a phone epic.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well.
Plus, it won't run like apparently off of like the same satellites that every other network runs off. Hasn't he got like his own?
Oh, yes. Starlink.
Yeah, so it will be like exclusive to that rather than anything that everyone else's all runs on. So I imagine that would only make it quicker.
Yeah, I was thinking
It's
that as well. You could transfer this solar power. Look, you can charge your phone and shit.
Hey, King.
Feels weird being on here, man. YouTube.
Nice to see you, bro.
It is.
Been a while, man. Been a while.
It is good to see you, Andrew.
Alright, you too. You too. Don't really see you in chat much, right? I think you was in Grippers the other night, was it? Marie?
Me?
You were in Grippers chat the other night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going in as many places as I probably used to.
Yeah, I'm not either.
What's up with all the shit, Andrew?
We've all been banished. We've been banished, Andrew.
We're not
We've been banished. I've been kicked out of the community, man. Yeah. I've been fucking slung out by my short curlies.
Do you give a fuck?
Not really, mate, no. My life's a lot more calmer.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say that. Look. Huh.
A lot more calmer.
Yeah. Just go in streams, you fucking feel comfortable and get on with people, isn't it? If you don't get on with them,
yeah.
fuck them.
Like I say, if I ain't here for banter, mate, I'm here to talk conspiracy theories. I'll be honest. Conspiracy theories and the goings on of the government and things, you know. That's my kind of thing. It's what I like.
Yeah.
So if we're talking that kind of stuff, or that people are just having a friendly banter, mate, then I'm there. But otherwise, not interested, bro.
Hating shit and all that fucking.
Not interested anymore, mate. It's not good for anyone, is it?
No, it's not. It's not. Definitely not.
You up to much else today, Andrew?
No, I'm gonna have hopefully have a early night, have a bit of food, and chill out the rest of the day, you know. Yeah. Be up early tomorrow morning, going down the allotments. So fuck knows, I've never been down there before, so I'll be fucking something new.
You're getting old green fingers now, Andrew.
Get out in the sun anyway, at least, and I'll sit in the fucking.
Yeah, weather's nice at the minute, man.
Let all them
You've
cunts
got
do
the
the
beach
fucking
close
work.
by, haven't you?
Huh?
And you got the beach by you as well.
Yeah. I don't get down
Once
there
it
much.
gets warmer, you
Yeah. Sit down there on your own, it gets boring like after half hour.
Right.
I don't know. I will walk along the beach sounds nice, to be honest.
Fucking
Peace and
I went-
quiet.
Went to Skeg yesterday.
yeah, it's like a fucking it's like 5 miles. Well, it's miles and miles. It's like a big prom, like from one end to Swansea to the other. Massive. I was thinking of getting a bike. I haven't rid a bike yet, is it? But I don't know. Yeah.
I love my bike.
Oh,
Yeah, the
you
bike,
come off
mate.
a long cycle and carry it up like 3-4 flights of fucking stairs. Like, fuck.
Yeah, get one of those electric scooters then, bro.
Electric-
What about a fold-up bike?
A what?
Yeah.
Fold up.
You can get a fold-up one, can't you?
It folds in the middle.
Yeah, how much
They're
are they?
shit though, aren't they? They surely can't be good to ride, man. I've seen some
Yeah,
of
but
them.
he's
and
just
look at
said
them and
about
think,
carrying it up and downstairs. That's the first thing that popped in my head.
I didn't know that.
I don't know.
I'm
Probably
going
like
to
a
drop
mountain
down
bike.
so I can do some more landing.
They're quite
Right,
light
take it
these days
easy.
anyway, isn't it? It's they're quite light. Susan's on. I don't know. Might do. I don't know.
Oops, Susan. I lost Susan.
Yeah.
She said that and then went off it.
Hmm.
Oh,
What?
Have you got to do the skill run there?
Yep. I have. I'm on it now. I'm en route.
I need to get the ass moving and go.
I'm on route. Yeah, I checked the other day actually. I was thinking of you, Andrew. I was like, I wonder if Andrew's channel's still there, man. I'm gonna check and see that obviously it was. I was like, at least you kept your channel.
yeah, I was thinking do a 3 months. It'll be 3 months next Wednesday, but I don't know yet. Probably get all the fucking dickheads in and all the fucking arguments. I can't be bothered with all that shit. You know? So
It's my
always get that.
2 years for me channel soon.
it's 2 years.
Nearly
Is it?
2 years,
Yeah.
yeah. I think it's on Tuesday next week.
Is it?
Yeah, I
2
think
years.
mine's like not for long after yours, or is it? I can't remember.
Yeah, yours is just after mine, I think.
Just after or just before one of the two. Just after, yeah. Don't know. It's coming up close anyway.
Just
That was
uploaded.
crazy though. That video I put out today, isn't it? Like, not crazy in the sense of like, you know, not like fucking much happened, but to get invited in somewhere to then fucking set me up to call the police. You're fucking crazy.
True UK transparency. So, I don't know. I haven't watched anything on YouTube. Yeah.
Crazy, mate.
When
They
was that?
invited
When
me
I
in.
know
What's
it,
on YouTube today?
You know what it is? I was on my
Oh.
way there, yeah, and I thought I'd ring them. Thought, let's try a different tactic. Let's ring them before I even get there. Although I was very close, right? And I thought, I'll try and record the telephone call, but the audio didn't work, man. And basically I rang and just said, hi, one, I was asking if they were taking bookings. And then I asked, said, also, I've got another 2 questions to ask. I said, one is, are you still housing any of the migrants? I said, and 2, I said, do you still do long-term contracts with the council to house the homeless? And
That's
she was like, I
basically
can't
what
really tell you that, blah, 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 blah. I said, oh, okay. I said, well, anyway, I said, just to let you know, the main purpose for calling, I said, was just to let you know that if you see a man outside with a camera, don't be alarmed. I'm just taking some pictures. I'm doing a story, blah, blah, blah.
Very sketchy, aren't they? Them fucking, not immigration, where they put them in it, the hotels and shit.
Yeah,
you
proper
could
dodgy,
say.
aren't they? They are proper
You can
dodgy.
get on now.
He obviously went down the whole route of, you can't do that. I was trying to explain, like, listen, I can, and then I'm kind of already there now at this point.
There you
Where
go,
are you?
Katie.
Can you come down to reception? So I went to reception, and it was obviously at that point that they've decided to start calling the police, mate. I was like, oh, you come in there. Yeah, but only because you invited me.
It is actually
Crazy.
private property, though, isn't it? It's you just have to tell you to leave, isn't it?
Yeah, but you can't invite somebody on.
Oh,
Can't
yeah.
invite somebody in, right? And then when
Yeah,
they come
don't
in,
leave.
start saying, you know, don't invite me on then. I'd just gone to another hotel before where I tried the exact same tactic here. And it was because like it was completely dead. So I really didn't know whether or what was going on with it. And they didn't answer. So in the end, I just left it. When I rang this place, they answered and they invited me in. So of course I went there, you know.
Uh-huh.
Weirdos.
You good, you, Katie?
When was that? The other day?
Maybe it was hoping that you weren't recording at the time of them
No, I did say, well, yeah, maybe, I guess. I did, yeah, maybe. Maybe. But listen, she could have said something at the front even and said, like, no, you're recording me. She didn't. It was just... And then when the public come out kicking off, I hope I'm not on there. And they're there going, yeah, you are on there. You're a liar. Don't be telling them that I'm trying to film them. That's a lie. Genuinely, I tried to keep it as much to that counter at the front as I could. Sometimes I even like pointed it down.
It's what you call fire starters, isn't it? Like to try and start a fire.
There's a lot of that I didn't put in, but maybe I'll do a separate one, just upload it to Rumble. And it was just because there was a lot of swearing in it.
Yeah.
There was a lot of swearing.
I reread the emails I had off YouTube there. It was partly because of the music. I had one because of the music, and the main warning was because I was redirecting people off a platform.
What do you mean?
Redirecting them to Rumble.
So if you direct someone to my channel, you can be done for that.
If it's off platform, yes.
What?
If it's off YouTube,
I don't get that. So if you promote my channel on YouTube, you can't be doing that.
No, can do it on your YouTube channel on YouTube. If I promote your Rumble channel, it's encouraging people to go off YouTube, innit?
Yeah.
So are you even allowed to? Are you even allowed to promote your own Rumble then on that?
No. That's what I got the warning.
Well, I deleted that community post for that reason. Because I did think that I see a comment somewhere and someone said, and I thought, do you know what? I wonder if YouTube would see that as like me trying to move people away from their platform.
Well, like in the same way, on your home page of your YouTube, they allow you to put your links up for Facebook, Twitter, Rumble, blah blah blah. So, isn't that?
Yeah.
And then in Rumble, do you say about YouTube as well?
Mm-hmm.
And Rumble lets you, and YouTube let you link the two together, which would make you think there's some
connection,
some kind of license in there between them, an agreement between them that you can't just do that shit. There's always got to be do you know what I mean? Those two platforms must have somewhere corresponded with each other and
it's almost like
agreed to set that up on their platform.
It looks and feels exactly the same as YouTube, doesn't it? So...
Yeah, I don't think it's far off. I think it needs little bits that it needs to evolve on. Same as I suppose same as when YouTube first started. Like they didn't have the technology and that in place today to make it as easy as it is today. And I think Rumble needs to do the same, really.
Yeah, they'll change it and update it and do a few things on it to make it better.
Like I'll set up there over there.
I wonder how you do that. I wonder how you make. But then you see a lot of that on YouTube. Like, so surely, you know, like for instance, when Russell Brand goes live over on YouTube, yeah, and then he directs everybody over to his Rumble, he must be in violation of the policy every time then.
But as a difference, I've got 3,000 followers.
Well, exactly. That's more of a reason to leave you alone over somebody that's got, you know, million plus.
Like, to be fair, I can't say I'm kicking somebody what's got like 5-6 million. You know what I mean? That's a difference.
They wouldn't do it to him, would they? They wouldn't do it to him.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, well, I set up over there a few months ago. I think I told you when I set up over there, didn't I? There and
yeah, that's when I set mine up. I set mine up then. I just hadn't touched it since.
My main reason, to be honest, is I've got an inkling that, look, and I don't think it's too far away, where YouTube turn around and say we don't want your type of video on our platform. And look, if you can start building your channel on another platform before that happens, it ain't going to be such a massive blow, is it?
Yeah.
YouTube are just getting more stricter and stricter, and it's just fucking stupid, isn't it?
To be honest, unless something's fluffy kittens and rainbows, like they don't want to know, do they?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I say, they might not want to know, but let's just say everyone who's on YouTube decided to unbox fluffy kittens. YouTube surely realizes that wouldn't last. No one would be interested in that. You know what I mean?
They allow a certain amount of drama, don't they, for to keep viewers over here.
Yeah, I think that, wow. That's the.
I have loves. Monk.
Because I've said for a long while, I honestly don't think it'll be the governments what'll do a direct attack on be seen to be doing a direct attack on people's freedoms. I reckon it'll be the platforms like this what'll be doing it on their behalf.
Yeah, I'm surprised fucking government haven't stopped all the auditing and filming in certain places and stuff. Surprised they haven't done it.
Let's face it, they can't, can they? I mean, France tried it a couple of years ago, didn't they? Yeah. And the High Court blocked it because it was going against Section Article 10 of the Human Rights, wasn't it? And looking at this past weekend, Monday, what happened in France? I mean, can you imagine what it had been like if it was illegal to record the place? It would have been a bloodbath out there, wouldn't it?
Yeah. True. Yeah. I don't know. I didn't really see anything. I don't really follow France.
So. Put it this way, make our protests look like tea parties in the bar.
I know, yeah. I've seen them protest and stuff. Yeah.
And Bear, as to your question earlier on about why we don't spend so much going down as what to do up, I don't know if you've seen the comment I've done in the chat.
Yeah, there's far more resources in space than in the ocean.
And they ain't going
to. I was going to say, I think Cheeky's comment is relating to Rumble, like we've done about before. Right. Do a disclaimer about Rumble, saying that's where you're going to be, but you're not encouraging them to go.
Yo, Flavors. What's happening, mate? He hasn't done many lives recently either, has he? Flavors.
Done a few.
Yeah, I seen him start one up. It was stupid o'clock in the morning. Only like done like 50 minutes or something.
So after time I click on them and then they're already finished.
It's gone.
It's like, all right then.
Yeah.
Right, I need to piss off and go to school.
Yeah, I need to get some food. I'm starving. Well, nice seeing you all.
If you're about later, Andrew, I'm hopefully going to go live later.
All right. Yeah. What's the time now? 20 past 3. Yeah, I might do. Might jump on or something.
Chat a bit more shit. God knows.
All right, guys. Well,
I'm
see you
just
later.
waiting
Yeah.
on-
See you
See you
later.
later, Andrew. You're looking great,
Good
mate.
to see you, though, Andrew.
All right, you too, man. I'm see you later.
And well done for getting this far.
Yeah. All right, see you later.
See you in a bit.
It's a new mattress day, so I'm just waiting on a delivery.
Flabs, it's not because you turned up on bailing. I've got to go to fucking school. Thanks for coming on, UKT.
Okay, catch you all later. Have a good day.
See you in a bit. I'm guessing Bear's at the fucking school gates, so I'm just going to beat your ass, Bear. I'll see you in a bit. And thank you for watching or joining. Flavs, I'll be live later if you're about later and want to jump on. It'd be nice to do like a night one. Like that. Was going to do it last night, but I fell asleep instead. So, yeah, if you're about later, jump on. It'd be nice to actually fill the panel again at some point. You know, because space is there, so I'll do night one if you're up here. Night in your in case. Nah, I'm thinking around 11, 10, 11-ish, King, somewhere around there. Just got to sort the kids out first. I'd like to get back to me original time slot, you know, either 11 in the day or 11 at night. Because that's what works better for me. Sweet, oh, often live. Yeah, I'm not going to schedule it because fuck that shit. I'll just hit go live when I hit go live. But that's the time I'm aiming for. But I'll catch us all later. Or in any live that might happen between now and then. See you later. See you in a bit.